2 weeks after finding that job, they were impressed with his work ethic and hired him for the night cleanup, and he agreed so he could work the same hours as Decay. The two loved each other very much, and they did so much together and were happy together. They eventually decided to move closer to her job at an apartment complex called Windjammer Apartment. Life there was quite different, because the place was better, which meant everything was higher in price, and Dasinga was too far from his old job and had to quit because of the move. Decay worked longer hours, and they would visit nearby parks to walk, talk, and relax. They now lived around the corner from Stone Hogan Park. It was their very own sanctuary, and it was often always peaceful. One day after his first big argument with Decay, Mammalean asked Cush, "Can you imagine what? Their argument was over?" Cush said, "This money thing?" Mammalean shook her head, "Yes," and Dasinga walked to the park with mixed emotions and wrote, "You remind me. As I take a stroll through the park, thoughts of you comes across my mind. You are a beautiful treasure that I hold so dear in my heart till the end of time. A thought of joy, pain, and passion crosses my mind. There's no use for me to lie, good times and bad are both cherished in my heart. When we're together, even when we do drive each other apart. The trees, they remind me of you. The stubborn things you did. Stubborn things you do. Beating against the wind, you held your ground. The stars seem so distant, yet so close. With the beauty of the night, you do shine. The moon overtakes the brightness of the stars. So, did you. Even though I treasure your touch, I do miss you so much. The sun, the heat of your temper would consume me, which makes me run for shade. Deep inside, I know I need you, I want you. The animals in nature have their purpose in life, it's to comfort us when we don't know what to do. The laughter they bring, just with their presence, seems to make us forget the pain inside. The fire that burns inside for true love, it makes us do things that we thought we would never do. This goes for me and you. The rivers bring about a calmness that we all need in our life, to think and use wisdom in our choices, our decisions in life. The skies. The atmosphere is a ruler, a measuring tool, to show us how much we can gain with love in our life. Because we are the sons and daughters of a king. You remind me of all these things. After realizing the burden that Decay felt, Dasinga started going out and hustling, making anywhere from $50 to $300 in a day. He refused to sell drugs ever again, but he had talents he learned while in the military with technology that he thought he needed a job to do them. People would call him, all times of the day, to fix their computers and help with songwriting and things of that nature, and they had no problem paying him for his services. He would take what he needed and give the rest to Decay for whatever she needed to do with it. They studied the Torah, and Dasinga would teach her what he knew about Sabaoth. What frightened her the most was the realization of demonic spirits, but he would always encourage her that one thing that can defeat evil is the mighty power of Sabaoth. Dasinga loved to make fun of her birthday, because it rhymed. He almost sings her birthday song to her that he wrote. 2 for 6, 6, I say 2, for 6, 6, it's your way on her birthday, it's cake day, for my sis. However, this particular day, he presented her with a leather-bound Torah this time, and she was in tears. "Happy birthday, baby," he said. Wiping her tears, "Thank you, baby," she said. It eased her for a while, but she wanted him to get a regular job, but having only a high school diploma would never be enough in Dasinga's eyes. Back then, while the men were going to jail and prisons by the thousands, women were having abortions. They cared more about a career or a job than bringing life into the world. Being a mother meant nothing, literally nothing to them. Until they got old and found themselves without children to take care of them, they simply got a pet, animals of all kinds, dogs, cats, birds, and even fish, you name it. But soon as that animal died, they died, because of loneliness. I said all that to say this: one day, Decay sat Dasinga down. I'm pregnant, but I'm not keeping it. From the second she said she was pregnant, Dasinga was so happy he didn't know what to do until a millisecond later, she said she would not keep it. His heart sunk to the bottom of his foot, and even the thought of an abortion saddened him. He just got up and left the apartment. The silent treatment lasted for a while, but he loved her. 6 months later, she approached him again. I'm pregnant, but I'm going to keep it this time. Dasinga was so happy he didn't know what to do with himself. To him, it was a gift representing the love they shared for each other, a child from someone he loved and wanted to spend his life with forever. A few months in, Deke got sick, and they rushed to the nearest clinic. Dasinga was there by her side, but everything was okay. According to the doctor, since it was her first child, she was experiencing some morning sickness.